Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch. This is what we're making today. Okay, this is the same project as week 9 of the 12 weeks of Halloween. I just used different stamps, ink, and paper. So the following video was filmed live. Feel free to fast forward, pause, or rewind. And if you need anything, let me know. I hope you enjoy the video. We are using the Sweetest Time Bundle, which includes the Sweetest Borders dies and the Sweetest Time stamp set, okay? We're using 2 additional set of dies in addition to the Sweetest Borders, and that would be the warm wraps and the layering ovals. And these are all the pieces that we're using today, okay? Get that out of the way. We're using Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, and this measures 10.5 by 11.5. And then the rest of our supplies are a scrap of Real Red, and then Whisper White that is 4 1/4 by 1 1/8. I have 2 of those just in case I mess up, and then a scrap for our additional stamping, okay? Now, before we make the project, I'm going to remind you that the paper that we're using today, is it on sale? It is. It's on sale in the month of October. It's normally $11.50 and it is $9.78. The paper that we used the other night to make the Halloween version is also on sale. So don't forget about that. This is my October 1st through 15th host code. I'll slide that out of the way now and we'll start making our project. Okay, first things first. We're going to stamp our greeting and then our other image. I'm using 3 ink pads today. Let me grab those. A Mossy Meadow, Real Red, and Old Olive. And because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I am using my Stampin' Mat. Okay. This is the piece for our greeting. And before I even stamp it, I'm going to take the Tailor Tag Punch and I'm going to flag the end. Okay? Looks like I have a little dot of something on there. Oh well. So we're stamping the greeting in Mossy Meadow. If I can reach it. Okay. There's that. Beautiful. Now we're going to set that aside, let it dry. We no longer need the Mossy Meadow, so I can clear that out. We're going to take the Real Red and we're going to stamp the berries. Okay. We're done with the Real Red. And now we're going to stamp the 2 holly leaves with Old Olive, okay? Okay. Done with that. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm gonna get the dies that we're going to use. Ruh-roh, what did I drop? I don't know. Something fell. Okay, so we're going to use the little berries for that, this. Okay, so let me get the machine. So we're using the 1, the 2, and the 5. And let's see. Start with this one. I think ideally maybe I should have stamped them a little farther apart. We'll see if it works. If not, we can run it through a second time. Okay, it looks pretty good. Okay, let's see if I cut them. Oh, goodness. There's that die. Oh, goodness. That's a little crooked, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Now, we need to take that real red piece and cut that. I need to put some, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some little rubber things under my grid paper. I like using my grid paper because it helps me to stay in the camera view. So that's why I use it more than any reason, is because I know that if I'm stamping, if my hands are over the grid paper, then I am in the camera view. Okay, there's that one. Now let me get this out of the way. So here's all of our pieces so far. Not the best cutting job, but it'll be fine. So there's that, okay? Now we're gonna take our 11 and a half by 10 and a half. Where did I put my Simply Scored scoring tool? Back in its home. In my drawer. I'm going to place it on the portrait side first, which is the 10 and a half inch side. I'm getting my notes. So this is box template 43. I already shared it on my ChicnScratch Stamps Facebook group. So on the portrait side, I'm going to score it at 2.5 and 9. Then I'm going to turn it on the landscape side, which is the 11 and a half inch side, and I'm going to score it at 4, 4 3/4, 5 1/2, 9 1/2, 10 1/4, and 11. So Judy asked, am I liking my new studio? I am. I love it. It's very pretty, but, hold on. I just noticed that I accidentally took my candy cane with me. But I have not unpacked everything, so I'm still figuring things out. And I noticed yesterday, that the sunlight shines, in really, not the best of places. And I'm not going to complain about having light, because you can never have too much light. But when I was on a Zoom call yesterday, I was on the call for like an hour and a half, and I had to move my position 3 times because the sun was shining where I was setting. So now I've completely moved my computer over to the other side of the room. My creation station has been flipped. So I talked to David this morning. I said, listen, I need your help. I'm going to have to rethink. Like if I were to show y'all my face right now, oh, I think it'd be okay right now. Yeah, I would be fine because the sun's not shining in my room. But this afternoon, like this afternoon, completely different story. But I do love it. Yes, I'm not complaining. It's going to take me a while to figure it all out. Okay, so what you're going to do... Oh, I missed one. See? Thank you. Okay. Now, this is hard to see. It's really hard to see. And I'm using a different pattern of paper than what I used on the sample that I'm going to show you. But you've got your thicker section up here, your thinner section here, you've got your 1/2 inch strip over here. So put this in your landscape orientation with your 1/2 inch strip over here. That just kind of keeps you grounded. And if you look at my template, that's this side over here, okay? So we're going to take our scissors and we are going to start cutting it so that it will look like this when we're done. Yeah, I can't see those folds at all. Well, maybe if I stick my head down here. Oh, you know what? I can see it a little bit better on this side. So I'm flipping it over for a second. So cut up to the score line. Cut up. I missed folding on one of the score lines. That's what I get for talking. Okay, now we're gonna cut on that score line. Okay, so here's how it looks right now. This is the bottom. I removed that section, and then, so these two tabs, I'm gonna trim slightly on the left and on the right. Okay, now we're gonna go up top, and the only section you're gonna leave is this section here. So we're gonna cut out, I've got to turn it upside down to do it because I cannot see. There we go, I can see on this side. Okay, so we're gonna leave that section and then we're gonna remove everything after it. It's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. Okay, now, I'll tell you what, let me grab my trimmer. I think that this might be a whole heck of a lot easier if I just place this on the track and cut it. Heck yeah. Did I cut it straight? Yep, good enough for me. You shouldn't have any trouble. What's causing me problems is all these lights I have around me, so. Okay, now. These are gonna fold in. Okay, so here's our box bag. Now this part here, we're going to scallop the edges. If you guys don't want to scallop the edges, you don't have to. I just think that that just kind of jazzes the project up a little bit more. Yeah, I like the scallop edge. You could also make it a little bit smaller. Okay, hold on guys. I did not cut this panel straight. You can see it's crooked. I didn't cut on the score line real well. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna get the machine again and we're gonna cut that scallop edge. Same layers, 1, 2, 5. Okay, now what you have to do, because if you place this just directly on top like that, you would cut that piece out. So what you have to do is place it on there like that. Hopefully y'all can see that. But then you got to make sure that all your layers are out of the way so that it will feed through the machine. So see how I've got all these pieces here? You can just flatten them. Yeah, let's see. There we go. And then I'm going to place my 3 plate on here. Did anything shift? Nope, it's good. it doesn't like all that extra paper in there, but okay, so there's our scallop edge. Now we want to cut the oval for the handle. So let me show you how that gets layered. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're cutting this piece and this piece and this piece. So just fold your sides in like that and fold this over and then place this where you want it. Now you're probably going to have to use some purple tape or washi tape because this is 3 layers, and even though we usually tell you to only do 1 layer at a time, that's just such a pain to do that with this project. So it'll be fine if you do, hold on, I gotta get this straight. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I made sense there. Okay. The oval is from, wait, the scallop. The scallop is from the warm, what's it called? The warm wraps dies. Okay. It's the one, the coffee one, you know? Okay. So here's how it looks right now, just like that, okay? So now we're ready to assemble. I'm gonna take some liquid glue and put it on this 1/2-inch strip over here. I just noticed I didn't angle. You don't have to angle cut them, but I like doing it. And I'm gonna take my silicone craft sheet just so I don't get glue everywhere. Okay, there's that. Then our 2 tabs at the bottom. I'm going to use tear and tape today. I can't remember what I used on Monday. I think I used, well, I don't know. Okay, I need my bone folder so that I can reach down in there. So I'm going to take the backing off of the tear and tape, and then I'm going to attach these tabs to the bottom of the back of the bag, okay? So this is the front of our bag. This is the back. So I'm just going to fold that in, fold that over. Okay, there's that one. This is how it looks right now. Okay. Now, tear and tape on the front bottom. Wait, that didn't stick. I like to stand it up and then poke it with my bone folder. So now it's stuck and it didn't stick down straight, but that's okay. Okay, more tear and tape. And I like to be generous with my adhesive because if I'm gonna put a whole bunch of candy in here, I don't want the bottom to fall out when I put the candy in. So if you're going to put something really lightweight, you don't have to use as much adhesive. Okay, you want to make sure you keep this straight. And then I'm going to use my bone folder again. Okay, so fold this over. And here's our bag. Now, where's my ribbon? This is the Ornate Garden Ribbon Combo Pack. And I'm going to use 2 pieces that measure 16 inches. You can just use one if you prefer. We do have other old olive ribbon, but I like the width of this, so that's what I'm using. Okay, so I want to make sure that they're together when I tie my bow. It makes it just a little bit prettier. Now make it a little bit bigger. Isn't that pretty? Trim the ends. Okay, there's that part. Now let's go back to our greeting. So I'm going to get my silicone mat again, and I'm going to assemble my pieces. So I've got my liquid glue here, and I'm going to add a little bit to the back of the larger piece of holly and just layer it on the little one like that. And then I'm going to take the candy cane and just put a little glue right there. See? And then I'm going to take those little berries. I can't remember if I popped these up originally. Maybe I did. I don't know. And now I need my dimensionals. So I'm going to pop this up onto our greeting here. So what I want to do first is actually attach this here and then add this so that I can make sure I get the perfect placement. So I'm just going to take a dimensional and slide this under the ribbon. So when you attach it like this, like whoever you give it to, when they open the box or the box bag, it's not going to destroy the whole thing because this is all going to come off with it, okay? And now we're going to add this. Okay, so it's a little crooked because I ripped the bottom of the bag. Let me show you the one I made this morning. Oh, and I used different paper. I like them both. But if y'all need anything, if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you. Have a great day. Bye.